Hello, dear friends. Last night, a fierce storm hit raging from midnight until morning without a single pause. Outside, the rain and wind howled as if they wanted to wash everything away, leaving me and little Zoe stuck at home filled with worry. Could a major flood be waiting just ahead? Stay tuned to see if we can push through the challenges and finish building our dream bathroom in the middle of this storm. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe to keep supporting me and baby Zoe on this dramatic journey. In the middle of the storm, I made a bold decision to build a bathroom with my own hands right in the pouring rain, a safe and more comfortable place for me and my little one. What sounded simple quickly became a challenge with every step in the harsh weather, bringing unexpected obstacles. As soon as dawn broke, I managed to get a little work done before the rain came crashing down again. When baby Zoe woke up, I carried him into the kitchen, trying to soothe him so I could keep cleaning. But after the whole morning, I only managed to finish the bathroom floor. Outside, the heavy rains from the night before had already swept away fields and swollen the floods. My heart tightened with fear, praying our little shack wouldn't start leaking. Thankfully, the roof held on. The wind pounded hard and water spilled into the kitchen, but nothing worse. In the middle of the endless downpour, I sighed in relief. If the roof had given in, I wouldn't have known where to turn for shelter. While I was still scrambling to get things done, Nam suddenly showed up. He had come by to check on us, worried about how we were holding up in the storm. He told me the north had been hit badly too, with winds howling through the night and rain lashing down nonstop. Hearing him describe it, I realized conditions out there might have been even harsher than what we were facing. As I rushed to pour him some tea, little Zoe played quietly in his crib. Nam didn't just sit and chat. He picked the baby up and played with him, making animal sounds pointing to toy pigs and cows. He patiently tried to teach him new words, telling him to say "ba grandma" or "bo cow," then showed him how to shake hands. Laughter filled the small kitchen, echoing over the sound of rain beating outside. Even in that cramped space soaked with storm water, the room lit up with the joy of a child's giggles. Looking around, Nam's eyes fell on the bathroom floor I had just finished. He nodded with a satisfied smile and said, "That's solid work." His words warmed me instantly, as if all the exhaustion from the morning had suddenly lifted. But reality soon hit me. The bathroom frame was still unfinished, and the work had to stop because the rain just wouldn't let up. Outside, water was still spilling into the kitchen, the wind howling through, and inside me, the heavy question remained: what else will this flood sweep away? Since the downpour made it impossible to keep working, I decided to grab a few ripe bananas and some flour and make fresh banana fritters for Nam and little Zoe. Inside the small shack, the smell of hot cakes filled the air, chasing away some of the damp chill outside. The crackling sound of oil bubbling in the pan felt like a tiny song softening the tense mood of the storm. As we waited for the cakes to fry, Nam slowly shared the news outside. The floods had been so strong that cornfields and crops near the stream were completely wiped out overnight. He said, luckily, the houses near the stream weren't damaged. Hearing that, my heart ached all that hard work from the villagers over months now gone in the rushing water. Standing against the power of nature, people felt so small, so fragile. All I could do was silently hope the government would bring some support soon, so families could get back on their feet. Flipping the golden fritters, I shared my own worries with Nam. The rain blows in too much. I think I'll need to put up another wall, otherwise cooking like this is just too difficult. Nam nodded, with understanding, his eyes filled with both concern and quiet empathy. Outside, the storm hammered down on the roof, but inside, under the faint glow of light and the sweet smell of fresh fritters, we sat together in a rare moment of warmth. Shelter against the wind, the rain, and the unexpected losses all around. Just as I was turning over another golden fritter, Shu Yan suddenly walked in. His face was full of worry, afraid that our fragile little shack wouldn't withstand the storm. But when he saw me and my child safe, he let out a deep sigh of relief. Relief washed over us. The two men seemed more at ease as we sat together in the little kitchen, listening to the heavy rain pounding outside. I brought out a plate of hot fritters and invited everyone to try. Little Zoai toddled around, happily filling the room with laughter. Nam took a bite, then chuckled and said, "Delicious. These are really good too, Cam. You're quite the cook." That simple compliment warmed me in a way I can't explain, especially with the storm still raging outside. As we ate, the conversation turned to work. Shuyen and I asked Nam how things were going. He sighed and admitted times were tough. Constant storms had stopped the timber from arriving. Shipments were delayed, yet the workers still needed to be paid every single day. Hearing that made my heart ache. All I could do was encourage him to hold on, that eventually the rain would stop and every hardship would have its end. Shu Yan sat quietly for a moment, then nodded and said, "Nam has always been there to help me too, Cam. If you're ever in trouble, just tell us. Don't keep it to yourself." Those heartfelt words, spoken against the backdrop of pounding rain, made the little kitchen feel like a true shelter, where kindness and solidarity could shine through no matter the storm. Listening to Nam talk about his piling struggles, a wave of guilt rose in me. I sighed softly and confessed what had been weighing on my heart. When you were having a hard time, I couldn't help you at all. Yet when I was in trouble, you helped me so much. The memory of my first days here came rushing back. I had arrived with nothing, drowning in worries about survival. And it was Nam who didn't hesitate to lend me some money to start over. That kindness is something I'll never forget. Now, with the little I've managed to earn from harvest work, all I want is to give some back to him as a small way of saying thank you. I shyly pulled out the money to hand to him, but Nam firmly refused. He shook his head, his eyes kind yet steady. "Keep the money. Now isn't the time to think about paying me back. Focus on using it as capital harvest. Your crops maybe raise some livestock. This hardship is only temporary. Once the storms pass, you'll get through it." His words cut deep, leaving me both touched and pained. As I hesitated, Shu Yin spoke up too, his voice gentle but firm. "Listen to Nam. You should hold on to it. Let him help you for now so you can feel at ease. Later, when you're in a better position, you can repay him. There's no rush." I was speechless, clutching the bills in my hands, unable to put them away. I could see the sincerity in their eyes. It warmed me, yet also weighed heavily on my heart. I was deeply grateful, but the more grateful I felt, the more awkward it became. Nam worried that if he accepted the money now, I might think he came to collect a debt. He didn't want me to feel that way, so he insisted on refusing. I forced a smile, though my eyes burned with tears. Then let me promise you this. When I finally earn enough, I'll pay you back every cent with interest. Think of it as fate I'll never forget. Outside, the rain still pounded wind, whipping hard against the thin walls of the shack. But inside that tiny kitchen, with the plate of banana fritters still warm and fragrant, I felt an unusual warmth. It wasn't just protection, it was kindness. It was solidarity between people leaning on each other to survive life's storms. When we finished the fritters, the rain was still heavy, the wind still howling. Nam and Shuyan had no choice but to leave as duty was calling. Shuyan had to join officials checking on households, making sure no one had suffered damage without support. Nam hurried off to inspect areas at risk of landslides. Nam rushed off to check areas at risk of landslides, helping move families to safety, then hurried down to the fields near the stream to see if the crops had been completely flooded. Both of them were true community leaders. Despite their own struggles, they put everyone else first. All I managed to say was, "Please be careful, the roads are so slippery." Watching their figures fade into the rain, my heart filled with respect. Even while carrying their own burdens, they still thought of others, still worried about me and my little girl. Shuyan truly is a good man, and Nam is so dedicated and selfless. I stepped back into the shack and saw Swai still sitting quietly safe and sound, and I felt a wave of relief, knowing the roof was still holding strong. With the steady patter of rain in the background, I reminded myself I had to keep going to work hard toward a stable life, so I wouldn't let down the people who've always been there to help me.